Hello everyone, I am SS the Showstopper and today is the 10th of September 2023. Now, I've seen a video that's on social media and it's in reference to a singer and actor Tyrese Gibson who is going through a child support situation with his ex-wife. And he's divorced from this woman and they had child support issue, but custody issue. And Tyrese went on the internet and he kept uploading videos showing his disdain or professing his disdain or his dislike for how the procedure is going, the things his ex-wife is doing, yada yada yada. Going through a divorce, going through child support hearing is never a good situation. The process is miserable. The process is miserable. Nobody gets a happy ending. Nobody. It brings no joy and peace, and no one wants to know that their relative or their friends or an associate or someone who they respect is going through something like this. Neither does anyone want to find themselves in any of this situation, whether it be a divorce or whether it be child support issues and stuff like that. It just has no good ending. The procedure is not good, and the ending is never good. Now, there's a snippet of his interview. Tyrese recently did an interview, and there's a snippet of it that click. It sounded an alarm. It raised concern, and many people are speaking on it. And Tyrese made a statement that when he met his wife, his ex-wife, when he met her, she was comfortable wearing a sundress, and she was comfortable living a humble and simple life, and that was what drew him to her. And when his attorney checked out the prenup that she signed willfully, she asked him, "How did you get a woman to sign something like this?" And he said that she willfully signed it because she met him with all his assets, his house, his cars, everything, and she didn't want any of it. She just wanted them to build something together. She didn't want any of it, so she willfully signed the prenup and stuff like that. Now he's saying that she's holding a grudge. She wants this, she wants that, she wants $20,000 US in child support monthly. That is no. A lot of persons have also uploaded videos. They are disagreeing with Tyrese and they're saying he's the problem because every time he meets a woman or he breaks up with them or he has another child with another woman, he takes it to social media and he's always berating them or he's going in and he's always venting his frustration and stuff like that. And it is showing his side that he is the problem. The sound is in the house. A female I saw uploaded a video and she was saying that Tyrese is the problem. You have to look at yourself. If you keep doing this or you keep meeting these type of women, your vetting process is really problematic. Means that you are probably using your assets as an advantage to lure these women. So you try to find women who are humble, women who don't want you for your things, but then you behave as if you are introducing them to a lifestyle, and so they'll be grateful for it, and if anything happens they're willing to walk away. But then when your eyes are open up, you realize that these women are not about that. They want something and they are going to get it, and they're determined to get it by any means necessary. That's their perspective. Here's where I come in. Tyrese, and the vloggers who have something to say and who are blaming Tyrese. You all need to understand this. Nobody can perfectly vet anyone. Nobody, it matters not how great you are, can perfectly vet anyone because human beings are not robots. We're all made with our imperfections, whether it be physically, not whether. We are all made with our imperfections physically, emotionally. That's just who we are. We're imperfect beings. Tyrese does not have the ability to vet anyone to make them a wife suitable for himself. He doesn't. The greatest of man out there does not have that ability. They don't. You can only see behavioral patterns and say, okay, this won't sit well with me. You can only look at behavioral patterns and determine from that which you have seen. But what about the unseen? You don't have the ability to vet that because people change. People change, people move on, people reveal who they really are at times when it's too late and there's nothing you can do about it. They have showed you who they are. So while I do not agree with Tyrese, while I do not support his argument in most cases, I'm sorry in this moment at this time, listening to what he's saying, I have to agree because men and women have been tricked, have been conned, have been used, have been abused by people who they met, who they thought were people of integrity, people who had human decency, people who were, you know, upholding, they believe in upholding dignity. Men and women have been tricked. Men and women have been conned by a lot of people. There are people out there who are professional con artists. That's their game. There are people out there, I spoke about it, who are vampires. They suck energy. They find that which makes you vulnerable. You're thinking that, okay, you find someone that you can introduce to something or you can take care of them and they'll be appreciative of it forever. They're not looking at that. They're looking at the fact that I found someone who believe I don't want him or her for her things or for her beauty or for her this, but truly this is what I'm about and he's never going to find out unless it's too late. Oftentimes that's just the result. And might I add a Cynthia G, I will quote Cynthia G. She always said, if the military doesn't have the ability to vet a serial killer, how the hell does the average person outside have the ability to vet a good man? Explain that. How does the average person have the ability to vet a good woman if the military itself can't vet you? You are asking people to do the impossible. Another thing that people need to know, it is not my job to find a good man. It is not a man's job to find a good woman. It is our job as individuals to be of integrity, to be of good report, to be of utmost good faith, means speaking the truth. Speak the truth. The very Bible professes about people speaking the truth. Allow your yes to be yes and your no to be no. Speak the truth. We are all faced with the situation where we met someone and they are not who they say they were. They are not who you met. I always said it from years back when I started YouTube and I was speaking on relationship and speaking on men and speaking on women, speaking on situations. I used to say, when I met a guy, I meet three persons. The person who I met, the person who he actually is, and the person who he is going to be. And it's very, very rare all three persons are the same individual. It's very rare because who they actually are can be a monster and who they are going to be can be someone who just simply don't care. They have no conscience, they have no remorse. So Tyrese is going through it. He has vented his frustration on the internet and he has spoke about it and people were tired of it. People were tired of it and they weren't interested in hearing what he has to say. And this was another situation that I spoke about men. I just spoke about it with the Politics Watch video, the last video that I upload. And I said people are not taught, especially men, to express their feelings. Tyrese could have done like any other man and just hacked his wife to death or his estranged wife to death. He could have done that like other men. He could have given in to the trauma or to the problems that he's facing or the situation. I don't like the word problem. The situation that he's facing. He could have succumbed to it. He could have just handed over and said, you know what, I'm just, F today, I'm just going to take everybody out and I'm going about my business. I don't care what come. I am just tired. There are men who have made that decision. Tyrese could have done it. And he chose not to. He chose to come on the internet and vent his frustration. He chose to throw himself at the mercy of the world, hoping that someone out there can give him a word of advice, can encourage him, or even can speak to his estranged wife to see if they can come to a possible amicable solution that benefits both of them and also a child that is involved. Tyrese, I'm coming at you too. You have said damning things that didn't sit well with a lot of women, in particular, you melanated women. When you met this woman, I remember you using her as a weapon to attack black women. You used her as a weapon. You spoke about real hair. You spoke about women being poison graceful. You spoke about women dressing, how they wearing lace wig. You spoke about them putting in implants and that your woman is a queen and that she's this and that. You use this woman and parade her around you. And I always say this: the moment you're going to use your partner as a weapon to attack and belittle other people, that is the beginning of the end in your relationship. We have seen so many persons on Jamaican or local style. There is the footer hype who is on the internet going at it at everyone and venting, his frustration with artists, misplaced emotion, going after the wrong persons and stuff like that, simply because his ex baby mother, she dumped him. Not only did she do that, she slept with his friend or his associate. You understand? Based on the things that he was doing, and she thought there was no way out. She was seeking comfort because, according to her, he was abusive to her. And so she sought comfort in his friend. It wasn't permanent or anything like that. Futayip went on the first interview and started belittling her. He started doing all of it. You understand me? So I'm saying to you that back to Tyrese situation, that Tyrese, you have used this woman as a weapon to attack other women. You have done it. So you have yourself to be blamed in a lot of this. You're looking mighty stupid out there. And that's why a lot of women are trying to find every angle they can to get at you and to not support you. They're saying they don't business with this black man and he's biracial. I think his ex-wife is also partly Jamaican, I think, and German, something like that. And they're saying that they just don't want to have anything to do with him and his problems with his biracial woman, because he used her to attack darker skinned women who are in his community or he's a part of. And ever since he found this woman, he behaved as if he found the Holy Grail. And she was the paramount, the premium woman. And now it all falls down. It all falls down. And he wants to be a victim once again. I believe he was. I believe that, she knew his weakness, which is for hair and skin color. A lot of black men. She knew his weakness. She found his weakness. She capitalized on it. And she is a very educated woman. And so she knows how to use her intelligence to put here and there as a manipulator and got what she wanted out of it. And I think that's where it lies. You sought me, I'm the prize in this. And I can do whatever I want. I'm not going to appreciate the fact that you see me as the prize. I won't appreciate it. I will do as thou will. So I understand Tyrese's standpoint. The vloggers who are coming at him, you need to understand that nobody, I'm sorry, that's just a reality. Not even God Almighty can affect your will. Because a judge in the court can get you to pay 100 million to that person. But there's not one human being walking around can get you to want to have the desire to give that person 100 million. That person has to make that their priority. They have to want that. They have to have that desire. It comes from within. It's much like happiness. You can't see that and it makes you happy. No, it's from within. It's from within. That's why you have some people that are happy regardless of their circumstances that they're facing, because it comes from within. So Tyrese, I understand what you're going through. Nobody has the ability. You would never know. You are basically, based on how I see, tricked and conned. But you didn't take a step back. You went because you thought that you found the perfect woman. And because you went with that, you used her as a weapon to attack a lot of people. And that's why they are holding you to the fire. They are coming at you and they are not stopping. They are not letting up. So once you go on an interview, once you upload a video, once you go live, whatever the case may be, once you decide to do any of these things, they are not easing up on you. They don't care. They're going to find ways not to necessarily defend the woman, but to find ways to show you that you are the problem. But I don't think you'd have the ability to vet a perfect woman. You just went by physical appearance and the fact that she said things that you like. Nobody has the ability. Nobody has the ability to vet anyone. You can only vet based on what you see. But people, as I said, are imperfect. And there are people who show you, who can hold it out for very long. We all have been tricked or conned at least once in our life, whether it be by a partner, whether it be to a business partner relationship, whatever the case may be. I've experienced it with my last relationship. I've experienced it. That person was a professional. That person was just a notorious liar, a pathological liar, a narcissist. A narcissist. He wanted to be Martin Luther King. He wanted to sell me a dream. But apparently, he didn't know that eventually I would wake up. Lies after lies after lies after lies after lies after lies. Lies after lies. This person behave as if they didn't have the ability to speak the truth. And they think that you're stupid enough to believe everything. You see, you can't trick energy. I spoke about it. Because if you find yourself uncomfortable, the mere fact that you're taking up the phone to call this person or to contact them, and you have a bad feeling at all times, that's a sign that there's something that is not right between you and that individual. There's something about that person that just does not sit well with your spirit, and your body is sending out the signal. You cannot trick energy. You cannot. We aren't perfect, as I said, but you can't trick energy. I remember just to pick up the phone and to call this guy, I had stomach problem. Literally, I felt sick to call him. I felt sick. If I'm to go and meet him, I just felt bad. You know, there was just like always a bad feeling. There was always a bad feeling that was over me just to go and see him, just to meet up with him. There was always a bad feeling. It's like, it's not a relief. I'm not getting a relief. It's like I'm uncomfortable. There was just so many signs, so many things that my body was just sending out signals of discomfort, of unease, of uncertainty. And lo and behold, it was lies after lies. It was lies, dishonesty. You put yourself in a position where nobody is able to trust you and nobody even wants to take the time out to trust you. And many of us, we like to take men, yes, we like to taint men. And many people like to taint men through ignorance, through their personal experience. I have a personal experience and it was very bad with a man, but I'm not going to use that to taint Tyrese. I certainly not going to do that because I can understand where he is coming from. He decided to take the high road. He decided that he's going to vent. He's going to speak because he's going to release. Remember I spoke about the trauma? He's going to release that pain so he can have a good night's sleep. He's going to release it, come what may. But he's going to release it so he can have a good night's sleep. I think Tyrese went about the situation the wrong way, but I think he went about it the wrong way, but I don't think he would have escaped what he's facing or what has become of it. I think that he would probably not experience it with her, but he would have eventually experienced it one way or the other with someone else. Because no one is perfect. We can't preempt, we can't predict what people decide to do. We can't predict people behavior. If we could, oh my God, we would escape a lot of situations that we find ourselves in. So to all the vloggers out there who are coming at him and saying that he should have picked this, he should have vet the woman. You can't vet everyone perfectly. You do not have that ability. If you did, you would be speaking about your 5-year relationship that you got a ring before you had sex, you were married before you had children, you live that great, wholesome, uplifting life and everybody's proud of you. That's not the reality for most people out there. And because of such, people are going to make errors. He decided to make this woman his wife. He decided to make her his what? His wife, not his baby mama, not his girlfriend, his wife. And this is what it came to. He spoke about what and what she had agreed to. That woman, I strongly believe, is a con artist. And that's just what it is. She is a con artist, just like many men out there. You have many women out there who are professional con artists. That's what they do. They have the Jezebel spirit, but it's covert. You can't see it because you don't see the things like how people see me with tattoos and automatically judge me without getting a chance to know me. But a woman like that, they will give poison grease and respect to automatically and think that she's a lady, in quote. But when you get to know it, that woman is way worse. Similar to the mystical versus the call center woman that I spoke of. A lot of these call center women are prostitutes, are whores, are Jezebels, homewreckers. They're doing way worse than what Mystical is doing. It's just that she brought hers to the forefront to make money from it. That's why I didn't disagree with her. I did not disagree with her argument because they went over there to provoke this woman. So it's the same thing. We saw her and we believe what we saw. We believe what we saw. Oftentimes men see certain women and they choose them based on how they speak, based on how they carry themselves, based on how they look and stuff. And they say, oh yeah, I found the great woman, I found this and that. And when you check it out, those women are worse than a porn star. Those women are worse than your local stripper. Those women are premium Jezebels. They're all about self-absorption. They're all about themselves. They care zero about anyone. A lot of people face with it. A lot of people have experienced it. A lot of men have experienced those type of women. But you can't tell they're like that. You can't tell. And what those men do, they use those women and their bad experience are like they're off with those women to attack women like me who have the tattoos, who have the piercings and stuff like that. When oftentimes we are celibate, we are not in relationship. We are not, because how we are approached, the first sign, how we are approached is negative. And there are women out there like me who are very intelligent, who are critical thinkers, who simply will dismiss you and do not stand for foolishness. Simply dismiss you, and that's it. The Bible says, shun the very appearance of evil. Shun the very appearance of evil. Even though the devil comes in many forms, he comes as a trickster, like my ex, a great trickster. But once you see, you shun the very appearance of evil. So just ease up to all the vloggers out there, and so I think you can ease up of Tyrese and understand that women and men are guilty of the same behavior. Women and men are guilty of it. And he's just venting his frustration. He's going through it. And he doesn't want to take up a gun. He doesn't want to take up a gun. He doesn't want to take up a knife. He doesn't want to commit any harm. He doesn't want to find himself on the wrong end of the law. So he's venting his frustration. Notice he has never called her. He was even hitting out on the judge. The judge called his wife the B word, a bitch. And his ex-wife, the same ex-wife who takes him to court, and he uploaded a video attacking the very judge for calling his wife a bitch. The same Tyrese, whose ex-wife is taken into court for child support. So to show you that he still has some amount of respect for her. Some amount of respect for her. So that's all I have to say on it. I think you guys can ease up. I think you guys can use the umbrella or the helmet of understanding. And if you can say good, or you can go in his inbox or comment under his picture on Instagram and just give him a word of encouragement and so forth. You understand me? Because it's good when people speak it's good when people speak or find a professional counselor or someone they can talk to and stuff like that, rather than make a decision that they will regret for the rest of their lives, especially when children are involved. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. God bless you.